The war in Ukraine has forced over 2 million refugees out of the country, among them tens of thousands of Africans, mostly students. The attempt to flee has been a harrowing experience for many. They've described the bombardments, the long journeys to safety, and cases of racism along the way. We've been talking to some of the students caught up in the conflict. One Nigerian, who gave his name only as Chinedu, was stranded in his house as Russian forces launched an assault. He sent us a video a few days ago from the town he's studying in, Sumy, in the east of Ukraine. As you'll hear, shelling started while he was speaking to us.
We don't have any means to go out. We have been stuck here. No movements. They keep bombing. Even though when they say no ceasefire, they are still shooting. You see, we don't have clean water. We don't have gas to cook. We don't have any food stuff again. We only eat biscuits sometimes when you see biscuits, bread. No food in the stores again. We don't have anything again. Even this morning, to my greatest surprise, my school provided 3 buses for only Chinese students. No buses for African students. Like, I don't understand. Are we not paying the same school fees? These people, they just don't value us at all. They just want us to stay here and die. We have just been stuck here for how many days now? We keep sleeping in the underground. I'm having a neck pain. That's why I'm not in the underground today. But the thing is just getting worse. Okay, they have shoot bullets now. No, I can't. I mean, if you can hear it now, they just shot us now. They just shot this bomb now. Did you hear this? I don't know if you guys can hear it. They just shoot us now. They say they're ceasefire, but they just shot us right now. No.
And we can confirm that Chinedu did survive the shelling on the night when he recorded that video for us, and he later made it to Hungary. Also now safe in Budapest in Hungary is fellow student Bisola. We talked to her about her experience, her escape from Dnipro, also in the east of Ukraine, then on to Lviv in the west, and then later on to Budapest in neighboring Hungary. I started by asking her when exactly she realized she had to leave.
From Thursday to Friday, we didn't sleep, we couldn't eat. We were scared, the tension was getting much. Hour by hour. Okay, Friday came in, the same thing. We were like, okay, let's still wait to see if something was gonna happen. But then the tension was increasing. Literally, we literally could not eat. We literally could not sleep. Like, there was no peace, like no rest at all. Even shutting our eyes was like a risk because we didn't know what was gonna happen. So Saturday morning, because Zaporozhye is just 1 hour plus to Dnipro. So we started hearing from Zaporozhye that the Russians were trying to evade, we're going to evade soon. And people in Dnipro, other people in Dnipro were like, they were leaving and all that. So I live with two other friends, right? I have 2 other roommates, so we're 3. So we're like, okay, we cannot stay. We have to leave because everybody's leaving. And then when the Russians invade Zap, before you know it, they're going to come into Dnipro, and then we can't stay. So that was when we decided that we were going to leave.
Okay.
That was when we decided that we were going to leave, yeah.
Right, you made it to Hungary eventually. How did you make it there?
We had to struggle our way through it all. Like, we had to struggle our way through it all. All right, so when the initial plan was actually to go to Poland, but then when we went to the train station at Dnipro train station, there were a whole lot of people, like the place was full. So they weren't selling tickets to us, first of all. They weren't selling tickets to us blacks. They said you have to enter with tickets. They were not selling tickets to us. They were only selling tickets to Ukrainians. All right, so we thought, okay, what can we do? We have to leave, we can't stay. So eventually we're gonna have to push our way through. All right, the train came with our loads. It was like we're just going up and down because they were telling us that it was here, it was there. So like it was a struggle. We're just going up and down, up and down. When we finally got to the train, you know, they said that we couldn't enter. that we couldn't enter because we didn't have tickets. And we're telling them that you guys would not allow us to, you guys will not sell tickets to us. And now you're telling us that we cannot enter because we don't have tickets. So there were a lot of guys, a lot of African guys, black guys. So they were trying to push their way in. But you know that these people, the police literally went inside the train to bring them out, like bring them all out. But the ones that could fight their way, fought their way inside, deep inside. So they couldn't go deep inside. But the ones that couldn't go deep inside the train, they literally went inside to bring them back, to bring them outside. And we girls, I literally could tell you, like me and my roommate, because she's a girl, we fell down because of the struggle and everything. So we couldn't get on that train. So when the train finally came, and the train was coming from Zaporizhia, because where our friends, were on the train, so they were able to also keep seats for us and help us. So that was how we had a struggle. Like we had a fight. We had to literally struggle and fight to enter inside that train. Even as much as we entered the train, there was nowhere to sit down. There was nowhere to sit down. Like literally, people were standing. People were sleeping on the bypass. I don't know if you entered the train, the bypass. People were sleeping there, people were sitting there and all. But because our friends, kept it for us from ZAP. So that was how we were able to push through to go meet our friends where they were. And that was how we were able to manage to sit down, because obviously there was no space to lie down. We had to sit down. And the journey from Dnipro to Lviv was like 18 hours in the train. 18 hours. After all the struggle, we had not eaten, we hadn't slept. 18 hours.
You're in a safer place right now. What's next for you?
What's next for me? Like, it's literally really complicated, because now the EU, from the news yesterday, now the EU is saying that they can't accommodate us students, that they are only acting as a pass-by where students can come pass and go back to their country. So it's really, really complicated for us. So we're trying to see within this short period of 2 weeks that we have, which school is going to accept us, because we can't even get our transcripts because of what is happening in Ukraine. We don't have our transcript, but they don't seem to understand that we don't have transcripts. We don't have transcripts. So so it's really, really complicated for us. Like, the next step is really, really complicated for us,
So uncertainty about the future. Bisola Ehi Ogolua, thank you for speaking to us, and we hope that you're able to find a way forward for the future.
Thank you so much.